What's up guys, Adam here with 80 Proof Goods. This time around I'm making a slim leather card holder out of this beautiful turquoise Minerva full grain Italian leather, and I'm specifically going to use my Glowforge Basic to cut this guy out. I just want to focus a little bit on the Glowforge because I feel like it just gets such a small cameo in each of my videos, or some of my videos rather, and I want to take a minute to talk about this thing. So I got this thing to really ramp up production. It got to the point where I was getting too many orders for me to hand make every single one individually, so cutting each individual thing out was kind of a process. So getting this Glowforge allowed me to kind of increase production, print out things a lot quicker. Yeah, it takes away a little bit of the hand making process, but it's allowing me to scale my business, which is ultimately the goal. I still consider my goods handmade through and through. Some of them may be machine stitched, including this guy, or laser cut, but at the end of the day, I'm hand making every single thing myself. It's only me. There's no production facility, there's no manufacturing facility, none of that. So still handmade goods in my opinion. Now, back to the basics here. So once it's cut out with the Glowforge, I like to sand off the laser char because that is something that comes along with using a laser with leather. Leather doesn't really burn, but the edges will get kind of blackened, whereas if you cut it by hand, the edges would be just natural flesh colored like the underside of the leather, the opposite of the finished leather, kind of just, you know, the flesh side. So I sand off the edges there, and I like to burnish those by hand. I use an edge beveler, number 2 edge beveler, hand burnish those with Tokonole and canvas cloth, and then I glue each of these pieces together. Now the point of this wallet is for people who like no bulk, right? People who are looking for a minimalist wallet, something that really isn't even ideal for cash, just a couple of cards, an ID, some debit or credit cards. You could fold cash and put it in the middle, maybe hold on to a couple of receipts. It's for guys looking for the least amount of bulk in their pocket, so it's a little less than a 1/4 inch thick once it's all put together, and it doesn't open at all. There's 3 card slots, 1 on each side, and then 1 in the middle. Now this one's turquoise Minerva, and I'm pairing it up with gunmetal gray stitching. It's for a customer order. And if you're not familiar with the way my site works, pretty much everything is to design your own. So you get to pick the leather color, and there's 14 different stitching colors to pick from, and this guy went with gunmetal gray, which is awesome. Gunmetal gray is one of my favorite stitching colors to pair up with turquoise just because they go together so well. And this turquoise is going to age in a way that it turns almost teal, so I think the gunmetal, as it gets darker into you know, more of like a graphite color, and the turquoise turns into more of a teal, it's really a match made in heaven. And there you have it. There it is. I stamp it with my whiskey glass icon if the customer does not request any custom engravings. I usually get a request to engrave initials when it comes to card wallets like this, but this time around it just gets the whiskey glass. So at the end of the day, what I want to hear from you guys is what color stitching you would have gone with on the turquoise, because I'm always curious what people's favorite matches are.